Hello and welcome back to Behind the Curve Gaming. We've just got a short little video to get into today, so let's just get straight into it, shall we? For any repeat viewers, January's not been going so great in terms of content uploads. Basically since New Year, I've kind of like fallen off of the fixated with trying to make content for YouTube, as well as coming to a realization that I need to ensure that I'm actually bringing money back into my budget rather than just spending or using money to get voucher to then spend on things with voucher, right? Or building up an arbitrary CEX voucher for no reason. So this is something that I just do. It's just how my brain works, it's how I work. And it's YouTube. And then in terms of like gaming and the content that I was viewing myself, it was all around rallying. So I was playing a lot of Dirt Rally, simultaneously watching a lot of WRC reviews and things. They kind of dovetailed, and that's why I brought out the Dirt Rally review and had some game clips and that kind of stuff in there, and I really enjoyed that. Now, since coming into 2025, I've kind of fallen off of that. I stopped watching my WRC reviews on YouTube and I stopped playing the rally games. I switched to Dirt Rally 2.0 thinking it's going to be everything and better, and I have not played it enough to even tell you my first impressions. It was similar but better but weird at the same time. It's like I need to take a step back, get that want to play a rally game again, and then dive back into Dirt Rally 2.0. So I've put that to the side. I've been watching some videos on YouTube again, some streams and things, and a game that I knew about, I've heard about it over the last few years. It makes my channel name very apt, because I'm always behind the curve. I was watching a stream of Kingdom Come Deliverance by a YouTuber that I like watching. And I was like, this game looks really good. I really want to play this game. So I looked it up, and it was like £6 for a code on Amazon. Now, I'm not usually a digital code kind of person. I prefer having that physical copy. I can bring it out to my original Xbox out here, as well as play it in the Xbox in the house. If it's a smart delivery, I can then download it on the Series S upstairs as well, and it's the best of all worlds, really. And for the purpose of this video, at least, we'll forget about the Series X and the PS5. I think they have releases as well. But I looked it up, like £6. Is it any good on console? Because as far as I'm aware or concerned, it's primarily a PC game. That's what I was watching it. I was watching a YouTuber on PC, on a vanilla game with a couple of like playability mods, should we say? Because like Fallout, for example, there's a lot of mods there that are going to make the gameplay better, or maybe improve upon things and just make that game a little bit more polished than it may have come out as. Which leads me on to the point of that my PC isn't now plugged in for the last couple of weeks. So my wife found my wife and my mum, because they both enable each other unfortunately, came across like a display cabinet type thing. Saying display, Lego, whatever you want to display in there. I think the guy we got off, display trainers of all things, but hey, each to their own, right? I'm not here to judge. So we're like, fine, all right, no worries, banged it in the car. That's now gone in the corner of the room where my PC was plugged in. It was all plugged into the TV. I wasn't having the greatest of experiences using the PC as a PC on the TV screen. It doesn't feel right. I'm very much that 90s, 2000s of I sit at a desk and I play my games or I do my work. And now because the PC's not got a place to go currently where the TV unit is and this display unit is, that's all the room taken up. So it's not plugged in, and therefore it's not plugged into the Elgato or anything. So I can't get any game capture. Otherwise I would have been coming out with a little bit of game capture here and there to at least trickle through to YouTube, just to keep things going. My last couple of shorts, my last video, have just been like dead in the water completely. Usually a shorts, even if it's taken me 5 minutes to put together, or whether I spent 2 hours putting it together, usually it's like 500 views easy. And my videos seem to be picking up traction a little bit more, whether it's just because of I've got a new console, or I've done this big thing, or I've done that big thing. There's always that kind of something in the thumbnail or the title to say, you need to watch this, rather than a dull video, as it might be. So I've just taken a step back as it was. I've been worrying about it, feeling guilty over it, going, I need to make some content, I need to be putting something on YouTube, I need to be getting things out there, but I've just not been feeling it. So yeah, no PC, so no game capture. I didn't want to be trying to capture the game on my phone or whatever. It doesn't look good. But yeah, circle back. So that's why there's not been any content of me playing this, because I've sunk like 15 hours into this in the last like 3 or 4 days now that I've been playing it. It's been amazing. It's taken me right back to being a teenager, where all I want to do is just play games. You get home from school, like, right, I've done my chores, I'm playing games now for like 4 hours solid, right? There's a little bit more going on in life these days. I've got kids, I make dinner, bath night, I've got to go to work for a full-time job. but I've been cramming as much as I can, which has taken me back, to be honest. I really enjoyed this game. It's an amazing game. Obviously, there's a lot of annoyances in there, frustrations, and it's a big time sink. And a lot of it sometimes replaying sections because you keep dying, but it's like, I can't leave this alone. I can't just leg it or run or whatever. I've got to do this. I've got to. And I've been really enjoying that, going back to the basics of just really wanting to play a game. So at the time, like, right, I've not got my PC plugged in, and I think my PC specs could play the game okay. And I looked at a Digital Foundry video. They're really good for, at least I think this is when it came out, comparing the console versions, just seeing which is the best console to get something on, if it runs okay. And Xbox One X came out clearly on top over the PS4 Pro, and then the PS4 and the Xbox were like, if I just had an Xbox or PS4, I probably would have maybe steered clear because it didn't look great. Lots of like a frame dips down to like 20, and really bad pop-in. The pop-in is noticeable on a One X, but generally the game is pretty solid. So I've got no problems with how the game's been playing on a relatively old console now. Load times, obviously not great, but it's simply loading the game and then loading your save, or saving and then loading again. It's one big open world. There are no like loading screens. Runs good, it looks good, thumbs up. Now I'm guessing this guy streaming it that I'm watching is because Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is coming out, I think, only next week. So I guess everyone's hopping on the bandwagon. I'm seeing videos coming out that are of 2, and I'm like, I want to be watching this. I'm not going to get it on release. It's not me. That's not my style. I don't want to pay at least, I don't know, 60 quid for something. My PC couldn't run it, and it's not going to come out on One X. So I'd be stuck getting it digitally for Series S, and I don't really necessarily want to do that. So I'm kind of like, I'm obsessed with the game. I'm playing the game as much as possible, really enjoying it, and I'd like to get towards the end of the game before I start watching those videos. I don't want to like spoil the end of the game, as it were. Obviously, it's relatively straightforward in how things are going, but I'm just really enjoying it. And guys, if like me, you're a little bit behind the curve, or you want to go back to an older game, if you don't know about it already, obviously it's a big game. It's well reviewed. I think it's quite highly rated amongst its players. You know, go pick it up. It was £6.24 on Amazon for a key, and I got it in like, you know, a minute or two. I think it's like £8 a CX, but I had that Saturday afternoon free. I was like, well, it's cheaper for a key. I just did it and it worked, and I don't regret it whatsoever. Which then brings me onto the dilemma of PC versus console, right? I've looked up the mods that are available, and it doesn't look like it's maybe as big as or as diverse as, say, trying to mod Fallout 4, right? That's huge. I spent far longer trying to mod Fallout 4 than I've played on it on PC. It's mad. But there's lots of mods that just slightly improve or polish the gameplay and the game itself. So I'm like, okay, I'm looking at specs. What's Kingdom 2, Deliverance 2, KCD, whatever you want to call it, 2's specs. My PC is kind of like barely meeting the minimum specs. It's not looking good. So I'm like, I'm gonna want to play that soon. Do I want to try and upgrade my PC? I've always been the kind of like, I've grown up playing Command and Conquer on PC. I've grown up playing Gran Turismo and things like that on console. I'm never in one camp. I love and enjoy both, and I think they both have their place. I think I'm sitting at about 140 CX voucher. I've not been in the shop since, I think, Christmas. I've got this voucher. I've not been in. I've not been wanting anything. I've been in a bit of a lull, as it were. I'm like, what do I want to do? I don't want to spend my voucher on games, like cheap games. I've got a list of cheap Xbox games that I'd like to pick up and try. I'm not going to spend voucher on that. I don't think it's worth it. I want to spend a voucher on something meaningful. And I've been looking up, for example, graphic cards today. Going for something that is, for a lot of people in the know, would be very budget orientated. But I'm rocking like a, forgive me if I get it wrong, it's been several years since I've been out of the graphics card game. But I think mine is like a Vega 64, which I got used with a motherboard and CPU bundle. So I'm running a AMD 2700X CPU, 16 gig of RAM, and this a Vega 64 8GB graphics card, and it's fine. I play some Helldivers occasionally with my mate, and it holds up pretty well, medium to high settings. It's all absolutely fine. But I don't think that's going to hack it in the modern world. That all those things are coming up to about, I think, 6 years old, and it's always the way. I always fall behind And I built my first PC, bloody hell, 13 years ago maybe. And back then I was rocking the i5 2500K, and I kept that kind of like level of hardware for about 6 or 7 years. I only upgraded to this AMD system. It's all cobbled from several years. I haven't built a new system with new components since about 2015. So for 10 years, I haven't built a new one. So it's all very much Trig's broom.
This old broom has had 17 new heads and 14 new handles in it.
Cobbled together, used parts, not got a clean, fresh install of Windows in sight. I've got data sitting here and there and small SSDs because they were expensive back then. All that kind of stuff. I haven't got the budget of throwing £1,000 at a new PC. That would still only be mid-system, mid-end, whatever. So I'm like, right, if I upgrade the graphics card, the CPU will do for now. I can always try and overclock it. So I'm looking at like an RX 6600 XT. That seems to be a real sweet spot. And it looks like it should play the game okay. Helldivers will be absolutely fine. I'll have no problems there, as well as all the other games that I have in my Steam library that I've probably never played. And that I'd want to bring to the channel as well, just for that enjoyment and nostalgia factor. And they're sitting at 200 on CX website. And I had a really quick look on eBay, and people seem to ask anywhere from maybe 150 to 250 for them. So CX is actually slap bang in the middle. And you get a 5-year warranty. Obviously it's going to be a used part, because that's now 2 or 3 years old in itself. But if I use a CX voucher, I build a CX voucher towards it, then it's not going to cost me £200. It's going to hopefully cost me somewhere in the region of £125. So it is actually the cheapest way of me going about that. I currently have a £140 CX voucher. My Vega 64 I think is worth £67 voucher. I had a look this morning. In theory I could go and trade that in. It's absolutely fine. Trade that in, use my voucher and go and order one, right? I don't like the thought of having like 0 voucher left. So I just need to mold these things over. I don't want to be too impulsive. Me buying this upgraded system was impulsive. I think it cost me like 150 quid. But I'm like, I'm in-ahhing. Do I put it towards upgrading my hardware? What am I doing? What do I really want to do with this voucher? I want to bring you guys content. I want a desk. We haven't got space for a desk at the moment. It's really annoying. Yeah, that's my wife's desk. So I can't take over that with a monitor and put my PC on it. There'll be cables everywhere. That won't be her space anymore, and that's not fair. This is my space, but there's no desk here. We can't have one in the lounge because we've now got this display cabinet. There's such a library of games, and even my Steam library has got plenty of games that I could happily play for tens or hundreds of hours for. So as ever, I apologise for meandering around in circles in terms of making a point. Just letting you know that I still exist. I apologise for not getting any content up recently. The YouTube channel and the algorithm's probably going to suffer. I've been very, very slowly creeping up subscribers, and I'm slowly getting traction on some views. But I felt like I couldn't keep getting a new console. I spent loads of voucher on this amazing thing. I didn't feel like I could sustain that. January, I'm sure a lot of you feel. It's been the longest 7 months in my life, it feels like. It's taken forever, got nothing left in the bank account. I have been selling a lot of my wife's book collection. She wanted to get rid of them, so I said I'll sell them. I'll do my best at least. I've been selling off some media as well that I picked up along the way, and some odds and sods in the house as it were. And that's grown to a relatively healthy vintage balance. I had to take that off just in case to cover things. So monetarily, I haven't got like a load of money to throw around at the moment, which again, wise, a little bit, it takes away a bit of the excitement of the fun. I've got a little bit of money here. I'm going to put that towards this, which will therefore make the YouTube content. So I apologise for that. I've still got loads I can make content for. Obviously just before Christmas, I just got into connecting up the Elgato and I got it working, and I got that Dirt Rally review out. That was doing really well, and I was like, I can keep bringing this kind of content now, and it's relatively straightforward. Fantastic. And then recently, the last couple of videos I've been putting out, I've been editing. I've been using Microsoft Clipchamp just because of its user interface and its approachability, and the fact that it's just integrated in the Windows and it's free. Really easy to use, but it's just not good enough. I'm cutting things like where I feel like they should be cut, and editing and putting transitions in, and it's messing up. And the sound's messing up, and there's still like sound coming through in the background, even like I've cut that error that I've made out and put a transition in. Why am I still hearing that sound that I don't want? Because I fumbled a word or something. And then I've been trying to put auto captions on, so it auto generates the captions using AI, which is fine. And then you can go in the into the transcript and edit it yourself just to make sure they're all correct. And that I must have spent an hour just sat there trying to edit this, because it's continuously trying to then process as you're trying to edit, and it's such a slow, laggy, laborious thing that I was doing. So I was stuck on my laptop doing it, and I was just like, I can't do this anymore. So I need to learn to use DaVinci Resolve again. I had a go at that when I first had a go at YouTube, and I got to know it well enough to put videos out. I need to do that again. That's been yet another hurdle for me, to sit down and just actually watch some beginner videos of how to do that again. So I've opened it and I've gone, oh, this is a lot more involved than Clipchamp. You know, I've got some stuff that I can just easily edit and use and do alongside a tutorial, but it's finding that time, right? I want to get better quality videos out rather than you seeing this messed up thing. I don't think I'm making the mistakes in editing. It's just the software is just crap. So I'm going to blame the tools rather than myself, obviously. So again, I've not been able to bring you any of Kingdom Come Deliverance. You might have seen it 1,000 times, but I've got nothing to bring you a good enough video or clips from, because the Elgato is not plugged in, because the PC's not plugged in. I've got nowhere to put it at the moment. And I don't want to hold my phone in front of a TV, right? It's not good enough. It's not me engaging enough. You're just going to go, what the hell are you doing, man? Right, and to quickly sum up, after all my waffling and prattling on, I hope you enjoyed the video, such as it is. I'm going to hope to bring you, obviously, more content, get back on the YouTube bandwagon. I have since already found a small location for my PC. There won't be console capture, unfortunately, but hoping that I can get some PC capture at least. So I'm going to work on that. DaVinci has been a revelation, at least compared to crappy Clipchamp. Such is life. So yeah, please like, comment and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on where you are when it comes to PC versus console gaming. I'm at the point that if I want to play Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 anytime soon, that it's probably going to be easier for me to upgrade my PC than it is to maybe... I could get it on a Series S, but I'll be paying a digital price. It's certainly going to be cheaper than obviously getting a Series S or something like that. So that's why I'm thinking I'd like to upgrade my PC anyway. Maybe that's what I'm going to start putting my CEH voucher towards. Again, let me know your thoughts on graphics cards, if that's something that you know about. My knowledge is more based on around the 10-15 year ago now. Unfortunately, I'm getting on. So yeah, I think an RX 6600 XT is kind of like a sweet spot for budget gaming. It would be nice to have the 6700 XT or maybe the equivalent NVIDIA, but my budget will not go past 200, and that's CEX voucher as it is. I already have some voucher, so it really isn't about just having a chunk and change and throwing it at something. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. See you in the next one. Cheers.